Wait, the American dream? Actually, my friends, a lot of people say that the American dream is dead. I really wonder if this is true. Let's see it.
Living the American dream. My goodness, I want to tell you the American dream is alive, it's doing great, and it's waiting for you to come and get it.
Amazing. Okay, my friends, I love this start. Actually, can I get a like for America? Because this makes me so happy that America is still a place where people can make their life great. 10 things I love about living in the USA as a European. Well, friends, I'm super excited for this one. I really wonder what those are, since I'm also European. But before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. Is the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description, and let's play it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about 10 amazing things why I love to live in the United States.
Like what? Wait, the American dream? Actually, my friends, a lot of people say that the American dream is dead. I really wonder if this is true. Let's see it.
Living the American dream. My goodness, I want to tell you the American dream is alive, it's doing great, and it's waiting for you to come and get it.
Amazing. Okay, my friends, I love this start. Actually, can I get a like for America? Because this makes me so happy that America is still a place where people can make their life great. You are probably so proud watching this. This will be a tremendous video, I feel like.
Growing up in Romania, it was very different. I was happy. I was happy with my life. I think most of us...
You know what? I want to run that part from the beginning. Sorry, my friends. This was too good.
Living the American dream. My goodness, I want to tell you the American dream is alive. It's doing great, and it's waiting for you to come and get it.
Okay.
Growing up in Romania, it was very different. I was happy. I was happy with my life. I think most of us are happy with the childhood that we have. We don't know anything else better. And we think that whatever we live and have around us is the norm. We think everybody else lives the same way. So I thought that as well. And everything was nice. And until
Wait, this what she said there is 100% true. I feel like internet for a lot of people end up bringing a new perspective about the world.
I saw the American movies. Yes, Hollywood just opened up my eyes to this whole new world I did not know it existed, with palm trees and beautiful mansions.
Beautiful
and,
America.
Green grass all year round. So yeah. That was pretty impressive. And I must say, in my teens, when you're very susceptible to the things you see, don't really distinguish reality from fiction very well, I thought that everybody lived like that, so of course I wanted it. So very early on, I knew I wanted to live here in the States. Like back 25 years ago, I knew no matter what will happen, I'm going to make it, I'm going to come here.
Damn, so she knew very early. That's impressive. Oh wow, this is actually impressive to me. So young and with that in mind, and now he's living in America. Man, I don't know. I don't know about you, my friends, but I actually find this quite crazy, but in a good way.
And it's interesting because nobody else around me thought that way, and that's okay. You can be different and you can have your own dreams. From an immigrant perspective, I think the American dream is still a goal that everybody would like to achieve, depending what country you're coming from and what the situation is. If that's something you want to do, I definitely encourage you. There's a lot of work and sacrifice behind it, emotionally, physically. There are going to be a lot of obstacles, but it's worth it. At the end, it's worth it. Opportunities, my goodness. Here, you have the opportunity to do.
I'm assuming she lives in California right now.
Whatever it is you want to do. You can come and start as a waiter and work your way up all the way to six-figure, salary or more if you wanted to, within your lifetime. Not only within your lifetime, but within years. Okay. When I first came...
You know what? I feel like a lot of people that say the American dream is dead or something, is actually people that are a bit younger. But I don't know. I feel like older people still believe in the American dream, if that makes sense. Of course, the new generation matters a lot, but there is a lot of negativity sometimes about. It's not just about America, my friends. Also in Europe, a lot of people tend to criticize everything here. I think this is more a social media, internet mindset that this new generation have than actually things being that bad. Of course, some countries are better than others, but I still look at America like such an amazing country. Do you guys agree with my take here? Not that America is a great country, because I know that you guys agree, but sometimes people are too negative and they think, and look, I have a lot of older people watching me. And I feel like even my generation, but even a bit younger, they think you guys had an easy life. I really believe that this generation, oh, they had everything now. That's why they have a home. That's why they have a car or something, or a family. But you guys also end up struggling a lot, working a lot. I remember my parents, they ended up working so much, but a lot of kids, young women, young men, they really think things was easy for you. It's crazy.
To United States, it was in Florida, where I lived for over 10 years. Now, I wasn't in Miami and I wasn't in Orlando. I was kind of in between in a smaller city. So when it was time to get jobs, looking for a hub with plenty of job opportunities was very important for us. And I highly recommend you look at that as your number one criteria if you want to move. Having opportunities just changes everything, because now you can turn down jobs. Now you can negotiate better. Now you can get a raise. Now you can ask for a lot more because you have options. Cultural diversity, yes, this
is a big deal in America.
is such a big one because, as I mentioned in Florida, I pretty much went from seeing black and white to seeing the rainbow. And that was big because I was all of a sudden surrounded by all these people that came from other countries as well. And very quickly I learned that my narrow view of the world had to be widened, had to become more tolerant, more accepting of other cultures. And that's because I wasn't the only one that was different. I wasn't the only one with an accent. Everybody else had an accent. Most people did. In fact, local Americans are very rare there. Everybody comes from the South, from South America, from the island.
Wait, having a lot of accents is actually common in America, maybe a bit more in major cities. But my friends, this is just between me and you. One of the things that makes me so proud is that when I look at my comment section, I have white, I have black, I have Mexican, I have Asian. I see a bunch of different people there commenting, and all are Americans, or at least they live in America. But that makes me so proud to see the diversity. People that have heritage from Italy, from Ireland. It's kind of crazy how America is so diverse. I know recently, and I think it's fair to say this, there is some concerns about immigration in America, but at least the idea that I have, and you guys can correct me in the comments if you guys think I'm saying something that is not true, but at least a lot of people have problems with illegal immigrants. I would say most people, right? But when it comes to legal immigration, I think people is totally okay. That actually America tends to be so kind with people that look the American dream. Not that I'm thinking about moving to America. I said this a couple of times already. But if I go to America, of course legal, I take a look at all the paperwork. I think I will be very well received because. And Americans, another thing that I notice is Americans are very patriotic, and they give respect to people that also respect their space, their country. And maybe some people that go to America sometimes they move to America, but they don't like America, which is a bit of nonsense when you think about it. But if you love America, I think you will be so well received.
It's from Europe, from Asia, from...
My friends, when I speak a lot, I feel like my English goes a bit out of the window. Did you guys understood everything with my Russian English? I hope so. Leave a like if so.
Everybody comes from the South, from South America, from the islands, from Europe, from Asia, from all kinds of different countries that you didn't pay attention to. So what I learned quickly was that as important as I thought my values are, my neighbor and the person next to me has their own values. They're completely different, and they believe in them just as strongly as I believe in mine. So that has taught me so much about being tolerant, being more open-minded, being very careful with the words that I use, the things that I say, and really learn how to listen. Credit. Oh, this is a big one. I didn't grow up with credit. So when I was exposed to it, credit was very known and a bit scary because, credit cards are scary. Spending money.
Oh, she's talking about credit cards. My friends, this also scares me because I know credit cards are quite common in America. For example, I believe I have a credit card, but I'm not even sure if it's activated because my bank, for some reason, said I need to have one. But I use 99% of the time my debit card. So I never go in debt. Basically, what I spend is what I have. Of course, I have credit to my home, but I think that's a different credit. Would you guys agree? You guys call mortgage, right? But credit cards scares me because I know things can get really, really crazy. Actually, I know people that end up going into debt because of credit cards. It's also a thing here, not as big as in America because I think debit cards tends to be what people normally get. But this is interesting. Let's run it back, actually. Sorry.
Very known and a bit scary because, credit cards are scary. Spending money you don't have can be dangerous, but there are benefits to it, such as a mortgage. Growing up, I always saw, of course, we give priority to owning versus renting, but the only way you were able to own something is if your parents passed it on to you. Now, that's great, but what are you going to do when you're starting out in your 20s, for example? And you don't want to get married, perhaps, and to start that together. So I always looked at living in a beautiful home as something that I had to save for my whole life, and then eventually I'll get it and live with it. But
oh no, if I had to say to buy a home, I would be buying a home when I'm 60 or something. You have to use a credit for this. I think this is very, very fair.
In the state, you actually get to put a down payment, a deposit, and then the bank will loan you the money, the rest of the money.
By the way, so I guess this is our perspective coming from Romania, but this, my friends, it is exactly like you guys do in America. Basically, when I bought my home, this was a couple of years ago, I saved a couple of money for the down payment, but then the bank gave me the rest, and now I pay every month.
So you can purchase the home, live in it, and then make payments every month. That to me is still till today pretty amazing, I think,
really?
And a great opportunity to really live your dream in person and not have to wait for years and decades until you can tangibly live in a better, safer environment. The cost of living, you have to look at that. You have to look at the maintenance.
Wait, this is one... Okay, this one I'm shocked by the way. This is one of the things, because the title of the video says 10 things I love about living in the USA as a European. This one, I never saw anyone saying that is one of the things they like, because America, specific comparing with Romania, of course, the buying power is also quite stronger in America, but the cost of living tends to be one of the things that people tend to criticize about America. But okay, we are going to run that back because this is an important one.
A better, safer environment. The cost of living, you have to look at that. You have to look at the maintenance of your life. The average salary that we have here in the States versus the cost of living. And now this is specifically to Florida. I don't know how it is in other states. I do really...
Wait, she lives in Florida. I thought it was California. Maybe I'm end up missing something. Okay.
Realize that it might be different, and like California is insanely expensive.
Okay.
The salary that I have versus how much it costs to live in Florida, for example, is very affordable. And I never had to worry about not being able to afford food or shelter or utilities, any of those things. And I do realize that it's a problem for a lot of people. But I'm simply comparing this to where I grew up, where people were really struggling. So not having that here is a great benefit.
Oh man, I'm so happy. My friends, I'm actually so... We are going to talk about food next. That's amazing. My friends, I'm so happy. You guys have no idea. Actually, this channel is a very small channel. This will end up appearing on my feed because I react to this type of stuff. You know what? Pause the video now or at the end. And go to our channel and show some support, some love. Say that you guys came from André. I know you guys do this from time to time. Because I don't know, I mean, she's being so respectable, so nice about America that I feel like sending some love is fair, right, my friends? We need to give some love back.
I'm going to continue on food because I'm a foodie. I love to cook. I love to try new different kinds of foods. And this was one of the great things about Florida. I got to meet different kinds of people and eat.
Oh, I thought she was about to say, I had the opportunity to meet alligator. That's a thing in Florida, right? My friends, actually, leave a like if you're enjoying this video because I think this is a tremendous one.
Their food, which was so tasty, and I recommend you to experience and experiment with different cultures, traditional dishes. And I ate Brazilian food and Cuban food and Mexican food and Canadian food, and
Canadian? I'm joking, my Canadian viewers. The thing is, Cuban food is actually very popular in Florida for logic reasons, right?
loved all of them. And you know, it just goes to show that when you try new things, from my experience at least, they've been positive. The majority have been positive. And I'm not saying I liked everything right away, but you get...
Yeah, she's talking about alligator meat.
To train yourself, you get to train your body. And just so you know, if you try 3 spoons every single time you have something new, by the 10th attempt, you teach your body to like that food.
You know what's crazy? Actually, I'm doing an food introduction to my baby now, to my kid. And they said that exactly. You have to keep going because eventually things will start to taste. I guess we are also the same.
I'm going to list a couple of foods that I love right now, and I'm so glad that I got to discover living
Let's
here.
See it.
Number 1 will be seafood. Oh my goodness.
Seafood,
I don't eat it all day, every day, but it is just marvelous. I'm a big fruit eater, and the fact that I get to enjoy them all year round is amazing. I mean, I come from 4 seasons where we had strawberries for 2 weeks in spring. Here, I get to eat them all year round. You have that diversity.
Wait, really? I mean, okay, actually, we kind of go by season when it comes to fruit, at least for the supermarket I go.
And I got to eat pomegranate and pineapple whenever I wanted to, and I feel like I live in paradise here from that perspective.
Aww.
Restaurants, so many different restaurants from different cultures. If I enumerated all the foods that I like, well, they're matching with all the restaurants. And I want to say within an hour's range, I get to have Asian food and Brazilian food and Italian food, all
biscuits
within,
and gravy,
you know, my zip code, and it's pretty amazing. You don't have to be stuck with the food that you know. You don't even have to eat burgers and hot dogs all day. You can just try, you know, get on your phone and the apps and the Google Maps and check out new restaurants around you. Moving on.
Oh yeah, I mean, the thing people say the burgers and the hot dogs, that's a bit of a stereotype. America has such diversity when it comes to food. I think probably some Europeans, basically not Europeans, but non-Americans when they visit America, they may not know how to move that well, you know, and they may go to the easy path, and that could be fast food, but you have a lot of options. Affordable products.
Away from food, I talked about how affordable the cost of living is, but also I want to talk about the cost of just products. The fact that I have available products from Korea in my Sephora store, and pretty much international range of products are available at all times to me. They're also, I want to say, affordable, right? Clothes are affordable, shoes are affordable, electronics are affordable. Everything you want to purchase, you can actually buy. Now I have.
This is probably true, actually, because, for example, people that buy iPhones, they say it's easier in America. Not easier. It's cheaper in America. When I say people that buy iPhones, I say this because I have Android. So
Have a lot of abundance. So this comes with other, I want to say, challenges, because you need to learn to manage that abundance and be more purposeful and intentional in purchases. Having the availability and affordability to buy all the products you want whenever you want to is providing a choice. And I love that. And speaking about products, my next point is returns. I mentioned it before. Returns are such a new concept to me because I cannot understand why stores would accept them. But really, if you think about how much more...
You know, another thing that we end up learning, my friends, Romania is a wild place. No returns. Holy...
shopping it creates simply because you have the option to return it. I think on the long run it's worth it for them. They just look at it as a loss, and the gain from it versus the loss is much higher. So as a consumer, being able to return things, especially now that we're doing so much online shopping.
My friends, I buy a lot of stuff for my kids on Amazon, and the reason I like Amazon a lot is they don't put any type of problems if I have to return the product. And that happens sometimes, that, okay, this is actually not what I was expecting, or this was a wrong product, whatever. Here in Portugal, most stores also, not most, I think is a lot, they have to accept the return. There is some conditions, of course, but Amazon is a different level, and this is an American company, right? They don't even ask me why I'm returning. It's kind of crazy. You want to return? Okay. Next day that there will be someone picking up that. It's actually fantastic.
It's pretty awesome.
It's awesome.
I love it, and I feel very confident that I can return something. Of course, you need to be sensible about it and not to, overdo it. Entertainment. Ooh, this is a good one. So here in the States, entertainment is huge. I also live next to a major city because of that. It is so important to me. This is another...
Oh, wait. She's going to talk about the theme parks or something, or the Disneyland stuff. In Florida, those are there, right?
Thing that I saw on TV, the shows.
Orlando.
I love theater. I love shows. Theater is pretty big in Europe, actually, but here they just take it to another level. You have the Broadway shows, you have Cirque du Soleil, you have ice, Disney on Ice, for example, or the ice shows. Blue Man's Group in Orlando.
Yeah, we don't have that.
So you have all the theme parks, roller coasters, everything within the range, within driving distance, really. And the last point that I wanted to make is about community, a really strong sense of community. And I'm very proud of being in a country where people care about each other. I didn't realize how much support you can receive from others, and how helpful and impactful support from your community can be in your own life. I've experienced it several times.
I have a take on this. Since when America started, this is actually weird because America goes, we have to take in consideration Native Americans, etc. But you guys get the point. When America really started, I think a bunch of immigrants, right, from Germany, England, basically from everywhere, but mostly from Europe, actually, at the beginning. And I think when you are an immigrant in a new country, the American dream, like she said, you probably need to make connections with people because we are all on this together. And that culture is still in America.
And I really like this sense of helping one another and not being selfish and only think about your own little plate. So I'm very proud to live here and to contribute and share that sense of togetherness.
My friends, do you guys know? Oh, it's ending. Okay, wait. Okay, like I said, my friends, if you want to show us some support, feel free to do it. I thought this was quite amazing. I was about to say that you guys know that Americans are actually the country that gives the most donations. Did you guys know this? It's actually quite crazy, and the difference. I was looking at a stat in specific. There is no comparison. America is number one by far, and that shows how kind people are in America. Because just because they make more, you guys make more money, that means nothing. A lot of countries like Norway, Sweden also make a lot of money, but Americans are super generous. And yeah, I think this is a good way to end the video, my friends. I thought this was a fantastic one. Do not forget to leave a like. Do not forget to subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye, my friends.